I want to lay a little groundwork first.
Okay.
We're doing a little history lesson because this is something the U.S. government has never acknowledged. Let's go back to 2002.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. In 2002, Venezuela was under Chavez. Chavez was the president. The previous government that was voted out in 1998 was an extremely right-wing, very capitalistic, partners with America. They sold oil to the United States in large quantities for very, very cheap. Venezuela has the most oil of any individual nation on the planet. And so we really want to buy that cheap oil. So what happened was this Bolivarian president gets elected. The people love him. Things are working out pretty great. The old government, with the help of the United States, kidnaps Chavez and stages a coup in the country. They take control of the government. They were only able to maintain control with the old pre-98 government for a few days before, revolts and riots, basically over, things boiled over.
Happen, yeah.
But the corporate media in Venezuela was all on the side of the coup, the people staging the coup, including the United States, which is why we've never even acknowledged that happened.
Wow.
This is essentially the same thing that's going on with Maduro. At the beginning of this month, it wasn't widely reported, but the U.S., in cooperation with Colombia, our major partner in the region, because they're also really good at selling oil, we attempted to assassinate Maduro, the current president, the current Bolivarian president. And a lot of this media circus that involves Venezuela, you'll recall, is we mostly hear about it from the right wing. Oh, Venezuela's so awful. Well, we're not getting the whole story out of Venezuela. Now, there's a company called Telesur, and they do an English channel. Telesur English is largely funded by Venezuela, but it's also funded by Cuba, Nicaragua, Uruguay, and Bolivia. The United States has sanctioned all of those countries. We're not allowing wire transfers into the United States from those countries. Why is that significant? Well, Abby Martin, formerly of RT, accepts money from Telesur. They're the primary funder of her series, The Empire Files, which is perhaps the only English-speaking, American-produced show that discusses topics like this, discusses the United States' direct involvement in attempting to overthrow the democratically elected government of Venezuela and spinning misinformation for misuse in the American media and failing to acknowledge their own wrongdoing. Now, this dovetails a little bit with the Alex Jones censorship story, although that's sort of asking corporations to be the arbiters of who can and can't speak. But even Facebook deplatformed Telesur with much uproar from the community saying, don't take this away, this is a legitimate outlet, and they had to reinstate it. That happened twice. But this is the U.S. government actually shutting down a news program. Empire Files has had to shut down. They were going to do 3 full seasons. They aren't even releasing their second season because they can't fund it, because the U.S. government seems to be specifically targeting the countries that are funding them.